Morning, guys. I'm not in bed. I'm on the sofa. I'm all dressed. Bags at the door. Trying not to wake Paige up. 6 minutes past 1. No, it's 1 minute past 6. And Kieran said he'd be here for 6. So he's late. And he's never late. Oh, if it was one of his pupils and I was late, I'd be in trouble. Anyway, I'll put it down to the fact that I think he's just making me my flask for the journey down there. So yeah, morning guys. We're up. I'm hoping Kieran's up. Be very rare. In fact, it's never happened in all the time I've been fishing with him. If anyone's going to oversleep or miss the alarm, it's me. It's a miserable minging day out there. Gloomy. Drizzly. Looks like the end of the world. And we're coming towards the end of July. So fabulous. Proper summer weather. But anyway, Kieran's going to pick me up and we're going to go an hour or two down the coast off the island and target a few fish. See you when we're on the way. Crappy summer weather. Not stopped him putting his shorts on. So straight into this session, down on the beach, we're down the Llyn Peninsula. First rod has got a 1 up 1 down, blinged up for a flatty, and the second rod has got an up and over, single hook style, it's not a pennel, loaded with fresh ragworm from Uncle Winnie's. Mr. Perry having a throw there. We're not moving them far, just behind the surf. Target is bass, turbot and big rod for tope. Quickly realised that the weed was going to be an issue, so I moved down to 1 rod for the time being, just until the tide got up and over. That's carry on down the beach, battling with some weed. The weed, a couple of hours into the flood on this beach, is a pain in the arse. But you've just got to fish through it. An hour up, an hour over, you were alright. To be fair, it did ease off. But that doesn't make it any less frustrating with washing lines full of weed every cast. No matter how high you put your rod, switching down to 1 snood, you name it, it was getting the weed. But yeah, that's just fishing, I guess. Part and parcel of fishing on such a massive, beautiful beach. But keep on chucking them baits out. There's fish out there, just got to catch them. Easy fishing this at all. Battling with the weed. We're on the shingle now. Kieran's had a flounder. You'll see that on his video. I've gone right down in rig size. My bottom snood of a 1 up 1 down kept getting tangled. So I've switched it to a 2 up, fits the rag, same result, weed, but no tangles. Yeah. I'm going to have 10 minutes out, and then I'm going to chuck a Chuck a taupe rig on, what we came here for. The weed should settle down, but you never know. Either way, fishing somewhere different, somewhere we don't usually fish. Really hoping today Carry On can get his taupe. It's about time. Well, my baits are untouched. Yeah, anyway, back in a bit. So, time to chuck a second rod out. Bit of an heavier rod. There's a little bass that I caught on the scratching rig. Whilst I was doing so. Off he goes. Come back when you're £5 heavier, mate. Balls up and coming. It slips. So that's both rods fishing now. Left hand side, no, right hand side's for the taupe. Left is the scratching rig. Still trying to get little turbot, bass, anything else that's mooching around there. The weed's slackening off now. Swell's dropping. It's looking fishy now. So before we came, we picked up a lot of fresh joeys. Some of them were really small. So what I'd done is decided to put 2 back to back on a hook, side to side, however you want to say it. Whip them on, and the end result, if I was a taupe, I'd be chowing down on that, no problem. It looks mint. Fresh as they come, plenty of blood. Look at that. First fish for me, tiny little keyring size turbot. I didn't even know that was on, to be fair. It was a surprise fish. Look at that. Tiny little turbo. Carry On's getting a bit pissed off with me because he needs one for his species hunt. Sorry, bud. No. Right, that's us done here. On to somewhere else. 2 turbos and a little bass for me, and a little flounder for Mr. P. See you soon. This is minging. This is by far worse than this morning. I've just touch wood though, since I put the rod high, I've not had any big clumps of weed going straight into the line. All the clumps are about 15-20 yards from the shore. The problem is I'm squinting, having to look up, give my neck a trap nerve. But, yeah, hopefully that'll do it. Yeah, quite demoralising. Whether or not we find somewhere else on the way back, I'm not sure. If we do, I'll be back. If not, see you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Sorry there's not been much fish. Right, now back to Anglesey. Get on them rocks. Next video's coming up, guys. Hello. I'm on some rocks, as you can tell. And I'm going to do a bit of fishing. I've been out for a few days. I'm getting the itch. I don't know how much of this noise I'm going to be able to cancel out. The tide's flooding at the minute. We've got a couple of hours till high, so you will get a bit of background noise. The wind's dropping. The target today is gurnard, tub gurnard and red gurnard, and spotted ray, and anything else that I've not had so far on my species hunt. So today really should have been a day that I've been out on the boat, but I've not had a load of time to sort it out, to get organised. I had a few bits to do this morning. So I've come out on the rocks and I've managed to find a rock mark where no one else is. It's a bit of a walk. They're a bit tricky to get down. The rest of the rocks are absolutely heaving at the minute. Which is fine, it's good. First come, first serve. I don't mind that. But I am on the Anglesey, the Holyhead side of Anglesey. Carry-on's fishing another mark a few miles down the coast. Mr. Anglesey tight lines. I was going to go and meet him, but I've got someone coming meeting me here for some reels soon. For picking a couple of reels up. So I didn't want to go too far from home, but I'm sure I'll be meeting up with Carry-on later on. Now he's got 6 weeks off. I'm sure he'll be pumping some species in. Bait wise today, I've got some fresh local sand eel. I've got some stunning wild freshly dug rag from Winnie, Uncle Winnie himself, Mr. Mark Evans of Winnie's Worms in Holyhead. Undoubtedly the best quality bait you'll get from Mr. Evans. I hope you can hear me with this going on behind. A couple of hours it should settle down. I'm going to fish a couple of hours up now, a couple of hours down. It's rocks, but it's sandy after 30 yards. So if I can get through the dogfish, there's a chance that a couple of species. I've had gurnard here before. Carry-on's had a couple of spotted rays off a mark not far from here before. So I've got a rod to put out and up and over, or a pulley, some fresh sand eel on. The helicopter going over now. I've got a rod to stick a scratching rig out, be that a 3-hook flapper, baited feathers. What else have I got? I'm sure I've got other bait as well. Oh, I've got some squid as well. I don't really use a lot of squid, not my favourite bait, but I know spotted rays are quite fond of it, so I brought some of that for them. I've also got a low rod with me. That one is 9 foot. I brought some lows, I've got some feathers, and I've got some little brass rigs that I can put down the side. see if there's anything down there I've not had for my species hunt yet. See me? Not like you want to. Anyway, I'll bring you back when we've got some baits in the water. So I've just had to make a little move just from down there. That swell's pushing up the rocks a little bit. It probably wouldn't have got me, but I didn't want to set up all my gear down there, then have to move in an hour. And I wasn't 100% whether or not I'd end up getting wet or worse. If you're ever unsure when you're fishing, certainly on the rocks, if it don't feel right or you're not 100%, don't do it. For the sake of moving, for another 10 minutes messing about and moving my tripod and stuff, I'd rather do that than stay live than fall in. Plus here, I've got this little cove that looks very rassy. That drift afloat round there, looks like Snag City. That's where the brass are. So yeah, I'm gonna get some baits out now and try and catch a fish that's not a dogfish. In a bit. So that's the first bait out. The next one's an up and over single hook. Some nice fresh sand eel on, some local sand eel. That first one, I don't know if you saw it then, it's a very compact, very colourful, blinged up 3-up flapper. Small size 8 hooks, just to see what's out there really. Mr. Parry has just rang, he's catching plenty of fish over at his mark. But I think he's going to head over to this end of the island soon, so we might be seeing Mr. P. I think you'll be seeing a lot of carry-on coming up. It's 6-week holidays for him. The life of a teacher. So no doubt he'll be getting some serious fishing hours in, fair play. I booked most of summer off. Got a couple of trips, a couple of holidays with the kids, Paige, the family. But there's going to be plenty of time for fishing. And hopefully plenty of trips out on the boat. But this weather's, I mean, it's lovely now, don't get me wrong, it's really nice. There's a swell, there's a bit of movement in the sea. But it's certainly boat weather. We could go out on the boat. But I need to get a few species. Mr. Barry Whitaker, love the man to bits, but he's on 45 species and I'm on 39. We can't be having that. So all I've done with these sand eel, just trimming them up. On a single hook, whipped a couple on. Nice small bait. From what I understand, I've never caught one, but from what I understand, spottids aren't very big. They've not got the biggest of mouths. So presenting a nice small bait there. I think that's a Cox and Roll Chinook 1-0 maybe. I'm not sure. That's got Ray written all over it, but I'm pretty certain it'd probably be a dogfish. That scratching rig that I put out, that was on a 6-ounce plane, and that's got some movement in it, so I'm going to stick a 7-ounce gripper on this one, cast it a bit further upside, just keep them lines apart. There it is. Right, up and over. Come here, you little shit. You'll never do it when you want it to. There we go. One up and over. Ready to go out. I never used to fish up and overs. It was more pulleys for me. And then carry on got me onto the up and overs last winter when we were doing a lot of bass fishing. and preferred them, so I very rarely use a pulley now. I do use them. Well, that's perfect for me. I'm going to get that mashed out. Casting's not brilliant from this rock, but we'll give it a try. If you've noticed, yeah, I've got trainers on. I know I shouldn't have really, but I'll be honest, these have got just as much grip as my boots. I'm not struggling with the rocks whatsoever in that sense. If I was, I'd go back up to the car and get my boots. Quite deep, I'd say 50-60 foot maybe. So let them settle, and then I'll tighten them up, do all the housekeeping bits and that. Right, I'm going to tidy up, get all my stuff in order in case I have to move. And I think the next job's to have a few chucks for some mackerel, see if we get any fresh mackerel. Carry-on's been getting mackerel over that end of the island. We're not far from the mark that we fished the all-nighter, and we were getting a few mackerel then, so they are here, not in huge numbers. Bastard, I've just noticed one of my rig winders down there in the sea, also rolled down the rock. I get him free off Mr. Anglesey anyway, my favourite tackle shop, i.e. his garage. Yeah, nothing else really to tell you, so I'll bring you back, give you an update soon. I'm going to go and have a look at this rod here on the left. Just getting bites then as I was casting. Come along. Nope. Caught by the tail. Oh no, it's not. There we go. One mackerel. One little joey, a few more of them, and there is a talk bait going out. What I am going to do is I'm going to put some little bits of mackerel belly on the bottom couple of feathers. Just leave it out there with a rolling lead and just see there's any gurnards out there that fancy a bit of mackerel. There we go. The bottom 3 baited with just a little bit of mackerel belly. Top 2 are blank. Also a chance if I keep the line tight enough, if them feathers are off the bottom, I might pick up a mackerel if it's going through. And I'm just going to flick that out after these rods. Now I know the tide's going to take that. It's only got a 3-ounce ball lead on it. I don't mind that drifting about, as long as it's drifting to the left of my bigger rod. As you might have seen, I've run out of braid. I knew I needed, this is one of the reels off my boat, this. I knew I needed to put some more braid on it. I'm quite surprised I've not had anything on the braid rods. The last time I was here it was just dogfish. Okay, well, it's a lovely day to be out and all that. I am going to try for some more mackerel in a bit. If I get a few, then it will certainly be a taut rig getting flung about. There's a surprise dogfish. Get a new baited rig on, get it out there. Next rig is a whole mini squid. They really are quite small and they're the perfect size for a single hook bait. Just want something. I'm on 39 species, I want my 40th today. So that's how it'll look, minus its tail. I won't cut the tail off yet, I'll cut that off just before I'm ready to cast it so it keeps all the blood in, or as much blood as possible. But yeah, that's my version of the taut rig, taut bait. We're getting fired out in a minute. Now the fish has gone quiet, but little ballan, I didn't even know that was on, to be fair. Funny little thing, about a pound. Beats a dogfish. This rod's just gone. I think I know what it is. I think it's a dogfish. Whatever it is, it's giving me a nice little scrap on a very light rod with braid. But yeah, I think it's a doggy. So keep it away from that rock. Get up. Bloody hell. It's a small huss, that. Pretty certain that's a small huss. Right, anyway, that's the end of this session as well. Not much to report really. Not a lot of fish throughout both the sessions. I enjoyed myself. It was filmed over a couple of days this, it wasn't straight after. But yeah, nice to get out. Been doing a lot more on the boat recently, so the shore stuff's taken a back foot. I need to catch up on my species, which I will. I'm coming for you, Barry. See you soon. Thanks for watching, guys.